Day 1. I started day 1 by breaking some stone, and then I made myself a crafting table. Now you must be asking yourself, how did I make a crafting table with nothing but stone? Well, when you play this mod pack and you break stone with your bare hands, you get these items called pebbles. Well, if you use 4 pebbles in your crafting grid, you can make cobblestone, and then you can make yourself a cobblestone workbench. Well, after I did that, I finished the quest by doing that, which allowed me to claim a reward. That reward was a very important item. They're usually random items, but I got a very important item. So I got a cobblestone generator. This thing generates cobblestone passively. Now it sounds useless, but for me, it's gonna save me a lot of time because I don't have to individually break stone. Afterwards, I made myself a hammer, and then I used it on a cobblestone, which gave me gravel. After hammering down some gravel, which gave me dirt, I crafted myself a crook, and I broke that dirt with that crook. Breaking dirt with a crook gives me vegetation, and that basically means I got some seeds and some saplings, which are going to be very handy. Day 2. After mining some wood, I began to dig down, because if you dig down deep enough, andesite will start naturally generating. It's so you can get andesite for the create mount. I'll get into it later, but before I could reach that andesite layer, a loot beast spawned. I just killed it once I saw it because I really didn't know what to do with it. Day 3. After getting some andesite, another loot beast spawned. This time I didn't really kill it because I didn't know what to do with it, so I just let it roam around. But after a few seconds, it started pooping valuables on me. It was a weird thing, but I got some stuff, I guess. Day 4. Another loot beast spawned, and this time again, I just let it roam freely, and this time it pooped a chance cube on me. Chance cubes are basically just lucky blocks. Day 5. I started off the day by making myself an encased fan. If I put lava in front of it, the hot air is gonna smelt every item in front of it, essentially working like a furnace. But if I put water in front of it, it turns it into a washer. And if I put dust like items in front of it, it's gonna clean those items, which is gonna give me a lot of valuables. In day 6. I started day 6 off by making a lot of chance cubes and opening them. In the end, it was mostly a waste since I got only trash. But afterwards, I made myself a mechanical mixer, which I couldn't use because my water wheel wasn't producing enough kinetic energy. In day 7. I fixed the issue from last day by making 3 more water wheels, essentially quadrupling my torque. After that, I used a small cog big cog method, which basically makes everything run faster for essentially free. Day 8. Day 8 was a productive day, which means that it was a boring day. All I did was hammer down blocks, wash them, and then repeat. Day 9. Day 9 was a very important day as I learned how to use the automatic hammers. Day 10 to 11. After figuring out how to use the automatic hammers, I started to automate the essential stuff like gravel, dust, dirt, and sand. This is going to help me a lot in the early game. Day 12 to 13. Day 12 was used to make some mechanical crafters, which allowed me to start making crushing wheels, which are a complete total game changer. And on day 13, I actually got to set up those crushers. This is what the crushers actually look like. I thought they would be a lot more bigger. Day 14. I made the Tinker's Construct smeltery, which I'm never going to ever use again since they ruined the Tinker's mod long ago. Day 15 to 16. I started to mine towards the Nether. Since in this mod pack, the Nether and End don't actually exist as dimensions, the only way for you to go to them is you have to mine forward a lot, so I just started doing this early. Day 17 to 18. Whilst I was mining to the Nether, I actually stumbled across a dungeon which was going to be very useful. It had a lot of decent loot in it, but it was also mostly random items that I didn't even need. Still pretty nice though, free loot. Day 19. After looting that massive dungeon, I was exhausted, so I decided to do the small niche things of Minecraft that make Minecraft nice, like storing and farming. I added some new water wheels, I farmed some wood, and I even sorted down my chests. Day 20. I changed the floor from stone to grass and then added some support beams to the base, which makes it a lot more nicer. Day 21. I started exploring some other mods to see what Stoneblock 3 has to offer. After getting bored of blood magic, I decided to just farm some ores. Day 22. After some grinding, I got myself ready to go to the Nether, but before I could do that, I needed to start mining. Day 23. A loopy spawned. I ignored it. Day 24. I found a lot of random ores, which then I proceeded to mine. I also found a cave, but I was so focused on mining, so I just ignored it. My hammer broke, but I came prepared. After making some new hammers, I continued to mine. And after some time, I finally reached the Nether. Day 25. On day 25, I finally entered the Nether dungeon and got ambushed by piglins, but luckily I had a golden armored chestplate from one of the chests. Sometimes while looting, these chests can actually be trapped. Well, guess who found that the hard way? Then I proceeded to get 360'd by a skeleton. Day 26. Dying in here is literally impossible. As long as you're careful, you get everything. Food, wood, coal, and even golden apples. After some looting, I got a godly pickaxe. Day 27. I looted basically most of the dungeon, and I was ready to go back home to check the goodies, but before I could, I let my guard down, which ended up in my desk. Day 28. I wanted to inspect the loot, but before I could do that, I had to smelt all the golden gear that I had. The reason why I didn't drop the netherrack is actually because I can turn it into netherite by crushing with a hammer and then crushing it with the crushing wheels. It'll have a 3% chance of giving me a netherite nugget. Day 29. I tried to fix an inexistent problem, but all I did was break it more, but I did end up fixing it. Day 30. I started using some actual power machines, mostly from power since they were cheap and easy to make. Day 31. After setting up some stuff, I decided that I need to kill the wither. After suiting up with some osmium gear, I killed the wither and then I died to the wither effect. Day 32. I started to get ready to get into Project E because once I get in it, I'll be able to quickly beat the mod pack. Day 33. I got some super basic stuff like the MK1 energy collectors, but to get deep into Project E, it'll take some time. Day 34 to 37. I also started using the mod Roosts, which adds chickens that poop ores. I needed a coal chicken so I can get more coal, which makes dark matter. Day 38. After a while, I finally got an energy condenser. What it does is it converts items into EMC and then you can transform them into other items. For example, one single dirt block has a value of 1 EMC and diamonds have a value of 8,192 EMC. What that essentially means is if I get 8,192 dirt, I can exchange it for 1 diamond. Day 39. I quickly made some MK3 energy collectors. Now I'm slowly gathering the materials to craft a transmutation table. Day 40. I started off my day by making another energy condenser, and after that I bred some chickens so I can get myself an emerald chicken. If you're still watching, congrats, you have a lot more patience than I do. Well, at this point you might as well just like the video, you know, help a brother out. Day 41. After breeding an iron chicken with a yellow chicken, I now have a golden chicken. I'll have to breed it with a glass chicken to get a diamond chicken, which then I can breed with a green chicken to get an emerald one. Then I can breed them with each other so I can max out their stats. Day 42. After setting the emerald chickens up, I started to mass produce red and dark matter so I can get some red matter armor. But before I could do that, I needed to defeat the silverfish boss. Day 43. This is where stuff gets interesting. I started crafting some Avartia items and then I can make an energy condenser MK2 and then I can set up my neutron collectors. Day 44. Day 44 was a boring day in general. All I did was grind some Project E stuff and some Avartia stuff. Day 45 to 46. I set up some teleporters so I could quickly go to the Nether and vice versa. Day 47. All I did on day 47 was upgrade my power stuff. Day 48. I geared myself up and I was getting ready to face the silverfish mother, but before I could do that, I had to go to the end. Day 49. Going to the end was easier because I had better and faster tools. And after quickly reaching the end, I got bullied by 30 shulkers, but luckily my new armor could easily tank it. Day 50. After getting all the stuff I needed, I just dipped. Now all I had to do was get to the shrine that summons it. Day 51. Well, this is it, the room where I will beat the final and last boss. Day 52. After easily killing the boss, I wanted to automate the hearts, since I will need plenty, but before I could do that, I needed to get some other stuff. Day 45. I started by getting those other items, but first I had to get latex so I can get rubber. Day 54. Afterwards, I got a Drigme to spawn. After giving it some Walden horns, I got a Drigme shard. Day 55 to 56. On day 55 and 56, all I did was grind the other items, as it's a very tedious task. Day 57. I got everything set up, but all I needed was 3 more silverfish hearts, so I had to kill the boss a total of 4 times. Day 58. After going to some new dungeons, I finally got the remaining shards. Day 59. I killed all the bosses one by one. It took a while since the silverfish mother has triple the health of a normal ender dragon. After that, I got the remaining items that I needed to make the farm. Day 60. I quickly finished the farm. It's a very small farm, but it should be very quick and very efficient. Day 61 to 62. Day 61 and 62 were used to grind items, specifically the items that are required to craft a transmutation tablet. Day 63. Day 63 is the day where I finally crafted the transmutation tablet. Now my next goal is to do as many quests as possible, but first I should automate some of the easy stuff like cheap singularities. Day 64. Day 64 was used on Botania. I needed a lot of mana before day 100 so I can get infinity armor. Day 65. Another thing that I needed for the endgame was a lot of power, so I made a nitro reactor. Day 66. The reactor produces about 500,000 RF per tick, which is a crazy amount since it's so low maintenance. I also started automating some basic singularities. Day 67 to 69. Nice. Day 67 and 69 were just used for singularities. Day 70. Guess what I have to do now? Well, you guessed it, even more singularities. Day 71. I moved my singularity farm, making it a little bit organized and even a little bit faster. Day 72 to 76. I started to automate the runes so I can finally finish the slate singularity. After automating the blank slates, I realized that I didn't even need them. I needed the last tier slates. I needed ethereal slates. Day 77. After realizing that the ethereal slate is kind of annoying to get, I first decided to pick the easy ones, like mana steel. Day 78 to 79. I tried to automate the compact machine walls, but the block placer wasn't working. Day 80. So I gave up automating compact machine walls for now. So I started automating some uranite, which is pretty easy to automate because all I needed to do is crush some deep slate and then smelt it. Day 81. I found out what the issue was. I had my chunks claims, so basically nobody could build in there. All I had to do was allow fake players. Day 82. I made myself some Project E gear. Day 83 to 84. My urinate farm was working, but it was very inefficient, so I tripled its output. Day 85. I made a steam engine. That's basically it. Day 86 to 87. I tried to automate the watch of flowing time so I can speed everything up. Day 88. I automated the rail singularity. Next is the emerald cluster singularity. Luckily they all seem pretty easy to do besides the ethereal slate. Day 89. I finished the emerald cluster singularity. Next up is the pig iron singularity. Day 90. I started working on the pig iron farm, but before I could do that I needed to automate congealed blood. Day 81 to 82. Another issue popped up. My urinate farm was super slow, so I made it even faster. Day 93. After finishing the pig iron farm, I decided to work on the balloon singularity, which should also be super easy. Day 94. I've spent so much time behind the factory, I feel like a Teemo worker. Not only am I a child, I never get a break, and I don't even get paid. If you're still watching, comment Teemo worker. Day 95. I also automated the fabric, sticks, and torches, the main ingredients to make balloons. Day 96. I have 4 more singularities to automate, which should be easy, but guess what? They are the hardest to make. Day 97. Out of the hardest, I chose the easiest, which would be the nitro catalyst, and after 10 minutes, I finally did it. Day 98. I saw that I still had the chance to finish another catalyst, so bye bye tier 2 processing catalyst. Day 99. All I did on day 99 was grind LP, which I needed to upgrade my altar to a tier 3. And finally, day 100. Even though after 100 days I haven't completely beaten the mod pack, I still accomplished a lot of stuff that I could show you guys. So let's actually check it out. Well, this is it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe because I had a lot of fun recording this video. If you'd like to see 200 days or maybe another 100 days with another mod pack, then leave it down in the comments. If you'd like to see more videos, then here's another one.